What's up, guys? In this video, I have decided, it has been brought to my attention, let me say that instead, that I should make my little series into compilations. So videos like my weighted buddies, there were 3 of them. I just finished the last one last week. What I want to do is start putting videos like that into one, edit them all together so they go into one long video. If you follow along, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you watched all of them. But like if you want to go back to them later, they're all in one place. If you come across my channel later on and you just want to watch one video, that's okay too. They're all here in one place. So I've done that here for you. Here is my weighted buddy compilation. If you're unfamiliar, Al from Jade has come out with these cute little buddies, and inside instead of stuffing, the head has stuffing, but the body has the little polyfill pellets instead of stuffing. So I measure mine in a little cup, and then you put them in like a little socket. Looks like what you would use to try on shoes at the shoe store. Do you know what I mean? But I had ordered a whole box of those, so I measure about 3/4 of a cup, and that makes it the perfect little, not so filled, but enough to be weighted. So I started, if you watch my other video, you see I started with the mallard. The mallard is really popular. I make it in a bunch of my rubber duck, I did a mallard. So I wanted to start with the mallard. And then, like I said, once I made him, I was like, I have to make all of them. So that's what today's video is going to be. We're going to show you all the ones that I've made. I do make these in Posh or Parfait Chunky. So, and I use I always want to say the recipe. It's not the recipe, is it? Nope. The pattern tells you to do a different size for the head than the body. But I just use the same. It works out for me. But I think it turns out really cute. It's weighted enough. And I do add the safety eyes to it. When I'm weighting the Mama Made Mini ones, I don't put it because those are intended to be weighted loveys. So these ones, I did add the little eyes. They're like weighted like little characters. So I did the mallard, and then, probably not going to do this in order. Oh, I did the dragon, and I couldn't resist doing it in spiral colors. So like this one, I took to market, and this one I'm saving for GalaxyCon. So I'm making this technically before my market. I'm trying to film ahead of time. Productive. That's what I'm trying to be, instead of rushing through my videos. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, because if I'm rushing, then I'm stressed. Nobody wants to be stressed. I'm just trying to share my journey here, right? So I had to make it in the spiral colors. He's super cute. I love the way he turned out. He did turn out a little bit bigger, but you see the head is made this way, and the head on this one is made, so I make it goes this way. And a lot of them are continuous, so I'll show you one of those, but you see the difference. So this one I'm going to charge 30 for, and I'm going to charge 35 for him, just because he's got more pieces and he's bigger. I used up more yarn. So there's the one. And then, so usually when I'm doing something like this, when I'm doing a challenge or something, a color challenge, I usually just have my kids pick out the color, or okay, which one should I do next? So my daughter picked out the pug. I really like how he turned out. Like, he's got a little nose. He's got a little tail. I was gonna say something I made called for a tail, but it was like, that's unnecessary because it's covered. So, he's got a little tail. It like curls. It's really cute. He was really easy to make, but if you see, he gets stuffed. So I make his head, and then the final row of the head is made in back loops, and then you start the body in the front loops. And then you finish at the bottom, and so I stuffed it from the bottom instead of this one gets stuffed, and then you sew the two pieces together. And as you go, so you'll make the arms and the legs, and then as you go, you sew it all together, which is really good because it makes a really quick thing to work up. But when I was working this one, I was like, these are the perfect colors for the otter. Isn't the otter so cute? He's so cute. I love how he turned out so much. There's a lot of color changes because when you're first looking at him, you think, oh, it's just half and half, but it's not. So be prepared for that. The dragon was a lot of color changes on his belly, but super worth it, because Spyro's belly is the golden, yellowy, orange color. So, but I made the otter, and you see they all turn out about the same size. And then I made the turtle, and the turtle is the one that came, it has a tail, but like, so the shell comes off, I don't know why, but it does. I could have given it a booty, but I didn't. I was kind of rushing at this point, and I was like, I want to get these done so I can make this video before my market, so I could take them to my market. But you see, it would kind of cover it, the shell would kind of cover it. So, and then this one, it does give you the option, the dragon does too, gives you the option to do color change belly or plain belly, and I just chose to do the plain belly because I had just done the other color change ones, and I was like, I need a break. So, and I stuffed this one. I put too much polyfill in that one. I think I was trying to overcompensate because he was bigger, but like, I like when they're a little bit floppy because I like her video where she drops it. So I made a video where I dropped one of them, and it was really cute. So it needs a little bit of extra space in order to get the sensory part of it. But I really like how these guys turned out. And like I said, the little shell comes off. I don't know why. Probably just to make it cuter. You could do a booty. He's got a little backpack. It's cute. And then I used a lot of this green now that I'm noticing. It was probably right there next to me. I think I was making pickles, so it was in my area. But I made the rooster. The rooster does come with, so the duck and the rooster, it does come with a hen and then a white hen, it comes with a white duck. I'm not gonna make those. So that's why this video is a little bit short, has a little bit fewer, because I made the boy versions, and I don't know. At this moment, I'm not gonna make, because they're more colorful, right? I'm not gonna make the hen and the white duck or the white, yeah, the hen and the white duck. It does have a yellow chick, which I was gonna make, but like, when you were looking through the pattern, the white duck and the hen are together. So it just tells you not to do the color change. So I just did one for now, just to kind of get through my challenge. But trying to market prep and do all those things, and then after my market, then I can sit and bust out the rest of them. But I really like he's like hey, like he's hey, and that's amazing. I love him so much. I don't know how much bigger. No, it's got a little waddle. Now the yellow, the orange, the rusty orange color I used, is Baby Bear, because Baby Bear, the new Michaels, then when I say posh, I mean like Michaels has come out with new Baby Bear. It's called Baby Bear, Big Twist Baby Bear, and Big Twist Posh. So they have made it, and it is available again, and it's soft in the original way, not when they tried to make their like posh pearl. It was like, what is this? What is this? This is not what you're supposed to be making. Nope. But they went back and redid it, and it's amazing again. So hopefully they come up with more colors so that they can get the frenzy of the posh. Like, they have quite a few colors, and I got one of each that my store had, but I don't think that's all the colors that they make. So, and then the last one on my list that I've made, so that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made the unicorn. My daughter said, since you've made the dragon, make the unicorn. So then you've got all the mystical creatures on there. I did, in the pattern, it has you do the 3 rows of different color hair, so it's like rainbow, but I just wanted just one. And I did do chains instead of just loops. I have a hard time with the loops. Like when I make the, what's it called? The Fortnite llama. I use the loops to make it look like the confetti, because it's a piñata, right? So I make the loops, but I make the loops after, so I'm just going through and not, but I like the way, so Mama Made Minnie's unicorn does chains like this, and so I just found it easier, and I did short ones because it's a baby unicorn, right? When I first started this one, because you always do the head first, and then you stuff it and you close it, it looked like a pig. So if you do this, it looks like a pig. And I thought that was hilarious. I was like, it's a pig. And as you go, it looks less and less like a pig when you add the horn and the mane and stuff like that. It's less like a pig, but like if I was to cover this up, it's a pig. But I don't know if this one turned out. I didn't measure it. If this one turned out. Yeah, this one, because its head is done the same way. So it's a little bit bigger. And it's got a few extra little things instead of just a head. And so that's what I'm going to do. I haven't decided if this one will be 35 too. Like I said, these ones turn out a little bit bigger. And then, so my goal is I want to make all of them. But like I said, I was deep into market prep. I'm still technically deep into market prep because I'm filming this on the 29th. So my market is on this Saturday. So I wanted to get it done so I can make my video and show all you guys and be able to take them to my market. Yay! So that's all we have for today. I will come back when I've made more of them. So I said I had 7. Once I get, I think 8, when I get 8, make another 8, I will come back and show you part 2. Leave in the comments which one, if you've seen the book, which one, I'll show you a picture, another picture, which one do you think I should make next? Which one should be in part 2? But that's all we have. Today we're going to get into part 2 of weighted buddies. So I finally did another round of the weighted buddies. It took longer than I'd like, but I have a bunch of things going on at the same time, and so trying to juggle all the things, I've given myself all these challenges and things, and I don't know why I do these things to myself, but here we are. Let's get into it. So I'll rewind if you're not familiar with the weighted buddies, all from Jade. Made this book. It's lovely. They are adorable. The weighted buddies are these just little cute little things, and as soon as I saw them, I knew I had to make every single one of them. So trying to make as many videos as possible. I decided to, when I get around to making another batch, then I'll post it and show you guys. So here we are. So the first video, I will link it. I think I got 7 done, and I think I got 7 more, which leaves 10-ish. 8? I think 8. Because I made the mallard duck, and I'm not going to make the white duck. I made the rooster, and I'm not going to make the hen. So there's a couple that I'm not going to make. Those feel like doubles to me. So I wasn't going to make those. Maybe eventually I'll make them. But for trying to get through this process, I did not. So if you're new here, I ramble. I get nervous, even though I'm in this room all by myself and nobody's listening to me talk. I get nervous, and I apologize for my rambling. So let's get into it. The first one I made was the flamingo. I think I started with the flamingo, and I was like, wouldn't it be really funny if I made all the rest of the birds? And I think I did that. I think I got all the birds in the book. Now, with the other bunch. So the flamingo, I use all Posh yarn. I'm trying to look at what I got. Yeah, I use all Posh. I may supplement some things with some Parfait Chunky, but I don't think so. I think I made everything with Posh this time around. And I don't have the colors, but I like how squishy. Let me find my microphone. The flamingo, and then I made the axolotl. I don't know that I like the tail, because it doesn't feel like it's its tail. I don't know, but some of them have. So like this one has the little things. They're optional, and some of them I did that on, and some of them I didn't. But like it's got the little loopies. Axolotl, this one is made almost identical how I make my little quick make axolotls, which I think is very fun. So I had to make the axolotl. I tried to make it all in the colors that she does it, but there are some things. So we'll go ahead and go to the dinosaur. So she did the dinosaur in like green and red, and I was making something else, and I had these 2 blues, and I just thought they were cute. So I made the dinosaur. He turned out really cute. I like how he turned out. And then, so I did make the chick, or it calls it a chick, but like, and this one I overstepped it, but that's okay. And this one, it doesn't feel the same, so I think, so I had this weird like baby bear. I can't, like the texture is very weird. So a lot of the baby bears are very soft, and it's almost like posh, but like baby, right? But this, when you're crocheting with it, it feels like it's got pull to it. Does that make sense? Like it didn't come out quite right, but the color is really nice. So I make a bunch of the monster Pokemons with, and so I needed yellow. So I don't know, sometimes the baby bear ends up a little bit bigger, but this one didn't, so. And I use, actually the color, so it was supposed to be orange, but what I had next to me was this like golden baby bear, and I think that turned out okay. So, and then, so I did, this is actually the first one that I had ended up making out of this second set, because I wanted to take him to GalaxyCon with me. And I did take him to GalaxyCon with me, and but if you've seen that video, so I'm glad he didn't sell so I could show you guys. And I didn't have to make another one for the video. Because I give myself these tasks, and then I get really busy, and I don't know what I'm doing with myself anymore. But the platypus, so in the book, it's brown and dark brown. But I was in the process of making other Perry the Platypus, and I went back and forth. Should I give him the hat? Should I not give him the hat? Hat, no hat. But I think he turned out really cute. You can see the inspiration where I was going from. And then, so the last two I make, oh, this one is definitely Parfait Chunky. You can tell the different textures. This was one of the first ones that I really wanted to make for some reason, and I don't know why it wasn't one of the first ones that I did make. Maybe I didn't have the dark gray, I think is what it was. But everybody's been making pigeons, and I just think they're so derpy and like funny, and like it's a pigeon. Like, why? It's like the possums. It's like, why? Because it's so cute. It's so cute. And the last one I made, I actually finished it last night, is the penguin. It is by far the one with the most color changes, of course. But his head doesn't feel, maybe I did the color changes wrong, but if you look, his head doesn't look like it has the same shape, and then that makes the body a little different, but I don't know if that is on purpose or it's just the illusion from the color change or whatever, but I think he turned out okay. So I'm trying to think of what I have left. That's all I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 7. I have 7 complete. They don't take that long. They only take about 2 hours. For me, I am a slower crocheter, so they take me about 2 hours. I'm trying to think. There's a pig, there's a bear, there's a bee, there is a hippo. Trying to think of what I've got left. oh, there's a bunny. So I started a bunny to do with this set, and then I lost yarn chicken. That's been a theme of mine recently. If you've watched some of my other videos, like I lost yarn chicken with the ditto and all the things. And so the bunny was actually first, and then I switched to ditto, and it was just like, I need to be better, but I don't know how to be better because I don't weigh my yarn to see, oh, this project takes this exact amount of yarn. And I know some people do that for their pricing, and I kind of just, I know this takes about a skein or 3/4 of a skein, so, or half a skein, and it takes me about this, and that is about the price. But then there's also, so my little character bodies, they're all priced the same because some of them are simpler. Like, they're just the basic body. And then others have a lot of details. So I let that kind of even itself out a little bit. So I don't know if that's what you do. Today we're talking about the weighted buddies. We're not talking about pricing and things like that. I charge $30 just because of the pellets inside are more expensive than the stuffing, and actually harder to get. I'm almost out of it, so I'll have to order some more before I can do the next set. Hopefully I can get that done soon, but I am also doing a 100 plushie challenge, so you'll see some of these again. I'm trying to do a bunch of videos all at once while I don't have a market. However, my next market is quickly coming up, and so why not give myself more tasks and more things to do, right? If you've seen the book, I'm trying to think of ways to add comments. If you've seen the book, should I stick to the colors on the rest of them, or should I do a funky color? Like, I got the bear. It's a polar bear in the book. I was thinking about doing a black bear just because I'm only a couple hours from the mountains and there's lots of black bears. So I thought about doing that, but maybe I should do a purple bear or a blue bear. So let me know. Let me know. You know what? Let me know what type of challenge I should do next. Because like I said, right now I'm doing a 100 plushie challenge, and I am not going to make my deadline. And so I should not make plushies with deadlines. And I have, every once in a while I'll do a color one and stuff like that. So let me know. Let me know if there's a challenge that I should do. Because after that market, I have like 2 months in between my next market. So let me know. That's kind of all I got for today. It was just a quick show and tell. I'm going to show you all my plushie, all the weighted buddies that I've made so far. Let's get into the weighted buddies. So if you watch my other videos, all from Jade, brought out this book, and I really loved it. But trying to make all of them, my ADHD gets bored easily. I can't batch make things because I'll make all the body parts and then I don't want to put them together. Nope. So as cute as they are, I got real bored with them. And I was in the middle of them when I kind of had my mental breakdown, and I was just like, that's enough. I can't. So there's a couple that didn't make the list, and that just has to be okay. So I'm going to start with these two because if you watch my pink video, these are in that one. So the little pig and the pink elephant. So then I made the bee. I like how the bee came out. However, if you are planning on making any of these from All From Jade, keep in mind the bee, I had to frog pretty much half of this and start again because he has 2 sets of arms, and I did not pay attention to that detail at the beginning. So pay attention. He's got 2 sets of arms. I thought that's where the legs were gonna go, and then I got to here and it said put the legs in, and I was like, what? So I think really that was at the beginning of my, then I kind of calmed down a little bit and I made this guy, and he turned out really cute, the cow. He turned out really cute. He only has the 1 set of arms, so he was okay. It took me a minute to how the hair was supposed to be done because I kept doing it this way, but you need to do it this way so that the hair flips over, because see, when you do it, it makes a little line there, and so you want the hair to flip over into its face. Keep that in mind. Move. Okay, and the last one I ended up doing was the raccoon. I had started the raccoon, and then I was like, no more. We're all done. We're going to finish him because I started him. But I think he came out really good. This is one that, because all his color changes are right here, the head ends, and then you have to sew it, like the elephant. And I don't like how, because I kind of just have to figure out where it hooks to the head, and sometimes it ends up a little wobbly, as opposed to like this one where you, so there's back loops, and then you do the last stitch of the head in back loops, and so you join on the front loop and you continue, and so the whole thing ends at the bottom, and you stuff the beads in the bottom, and it's kind of one piece, you know what I mean? There's not any sewing to this one. I did have to sew the nose, but I don't mind sewing. But if you can see, the head is much more sturdy than like this is. Like, I don't feel like I put it in the right spot, and that's just gonna have to be. For where we are in our journey, that's just gonna have to be okay. All right. Hope you enjoyed my compilation of my weighted buddies. If this type of video really speaks to you, put in the comments, let me know. Put like, give me an emoji. Any emoji, a heart, give me a heart. I'm Gen X, so this is my heart. I can't do I don't know what that is. If you've made it this far, and I'm trying to fight the YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get to the monetization before February. So if it's still 2026 and you come across this video and you've made it this far, thank you so much. The watch hours and the subscribers mean so much to us at this moment. So if not, that's okay. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.